We want to empower companies of all sizes to engage their clients, but do it in a meaningful and supportive way of the local community. So I'm going to start with a story of Fort Collins, Colorado. There's a real estate company called The Group, Inc., very similar in size to Beverly Hanks. Well, these guys are thought leaders in the space, very, very well respected. They've pioneered a marketing strategy called ninja selling. It all revolves around aggressively staying in touch with your clients to stay top of mind. Now, their recipe is 36 touches a year, and this is proven to lead to more repeat business, more referrals. They've actually monetized it, and they've got 50,000 people practicing this across the country. But this leads us to our problem. 36 touches a year, that's very difficult, especially across a large network. So staying engaged in a meaningful way is hard, plain and simple. And if you bombard people with unmeaningful touches, you're going to lose their support. So the solution is LoLo gifts, digital gift experiences. They're digital because they're email and they're SMS. They're gifts because they're not coupons. They're actual tangible items, and they're experiences because they're always at local businesses. Now, our core campaign is the local gift of the month. Think of it like the wine of the month, but it's a different local business every month. Very easy for agents to subscribe. They don't have to think about it. They just respond to a prompt every month where they can write a personalized message. So now we've got automation with personalization. We put their photo on there and the logo of the business. So, traction. In 2 years, we've gone from the concept phase, working with Beverly Hanks, to now rolling. We've infiltrated the real estate market. We've got support. We've got recommendations. We've doubled our quarter-over-quarter growth over the last 2 quarters. We've added 5 new clients. So when you look at our revenues as well, we've had a nice spike lately, and you're starting to see that MRR come up. So we also talk about traction with our clients. Our most recent client signed up over 50% of her agents, and this was an email subject she sent me. Huge success, and I have another hot lead for you. In 1 week, she's already introduced me to an insurance company, large company out of Denver. We're going to be talking later this week. In the body of the email, she made a lot of nice comments. So we're really big on customer support, making our clients so happy they're going to refer us to others. So market validation, $75 billion in annually spending in corporate gifting. Out to customers. Now we also have got employee engagement. There's a huge chance to get involved with this. Right now, Yifty is one of our key competitors. They specialize they're not in local. So they're giving a lot of gifts to national chains. They do have an enterprise solution. Otherwise, Boomerang is direct marketing. They're doing client engagement, but they're sending postcards. They're more coupons. And we're seeing our customers already leaving Boomerang to come to us. Competitive advantage, perceived value, local gifts with no strings attached. These aren't gifts to chains. They're not Starbucks cards. They're not coupons. Lower cost, you don't pay for unused gifts. So for the person that wants to send a thoughtful gift, you go out, you buy 100 gift cards, you're paying for every single one, even if they're not used. And then metrics. Unlike postcards, we can provide better metrics, show analytics than anything like that. So looking at the team, Clark Harris, business development. I'm a problem solver. I'm a relationship master. I make our clients so happy that they're giving referrals now. Matthew Simpson, sales and growth. At his previous company, he was head of sales. He also knows how to build a scalable product, get in position for an acquisition. He's had a profitable exit by being acquired by a company out of Atlanta called MemberClicks. And then finally, Alex Kira, product. He's helped archetype the platform. He's held positions at iTunes. He's currently a lead developer at Uber. He is surrounded by some of the best developers in the country. He understands what we need to build a large, scalable platform. So right now we're seeking $500,000 in a bridge round. What this is going to allow us to do is build out some more of the technology, develop new campaigns, get our app up to speed, also look at API integrations, preparing for larger partnerships, and hire the right personnel. We can barely keep up with our demand right now. We're very understaffed at the moment. So why now? Ninja selling. Larry Kendall, the founder of it, literally looked me in the eyes when I was signing up the group in Colorado and told me to let him know when we're ready to expand because he thinks this is going to be great for all of his clients. We're sharing a stage with him tomorrow in Colorado where we're actually a preferred vendor with a partner. So also, experience of the season. We know the local gift of the month is working great. We're going to move into VIP space now and target people with luxury portfolio, things like that. Client retention, we're working with automotive companies to look at creative campaigns. And then integration partners like the one out in Colorado. This sets the stage for a lot of different partnerships. All the while we're building a national small business network. We're going to be the only company that actually, this unfragmented market of small businesses, we're going to allow large, even Fortune 500 companies. We're going to be the bridge between them and the local consumers. There you go.
Well, nice job. I just love the way you unfold with the story and go through it, and you didn't seem rushed, and you seem likable and trustworthy. And I assume you heard everything I just said.
Yes, I won't repeat it. So I guess my question for you is, what is in it for the investor? And is this, truly scalable? And what would be the exit opportunity for the investor?
Sure. So for investors at this stage, what we want to do is have the bridge round now, isolate out some of these sales channels, and then go over a Series A. So we'd be hoping for, your traditional 5 to 10 times return over a 3 to 10 year period. As far as exit goes, we're not looking for an acquisition play. We think there's so many ways to leverage this small business network that we look at more of a liquidation event, a private equity partnership, something like that where we can get those returns out to our investors, but we may run this for a lot longer than 5 or 10 years. So we're not in a position right now, we don't know the 20-year plan at the moment. We want to do profit distributions in the long run. But again, we want to get those returns out to people who want to make an exit. We just may not exit the company in a traditional way.
And what are they buying for the $500,000?
So right now it's a convertible note round, so the valuation will be set by a qualified financing event at $1 million. So they're buying in on that on kind of a traditional convertible note round.
Help me understand the economic model of what you do. Let's use a real estate agent wants to give once a month some best customers something at a restaurant. So are they going to pay the retail price for the restaurant and then you take 10% on the top, or how does that get structured?
So it's a little different in our enterprise model because the client is really the real estate company. The agents are users who are essentially subsidizing the platform for the client. So to the agent, they're paying $1 a gift. So it's costing them $12 a year per client they enroll. And the reason we can do this is about a 10% redemption rate on an average of a $10 gift. So I buy you a $10 lunch. I know only about 10 people are going to use it, or 10% of people will use it. We've got that price down to $1. So it's a fixed price for the agent. It's a variable price for the company, the client. And they know if there's a higher redemption, it's worth it because their clients have been satisfied. So we charge a kind of a SaaS model of $20 a seat for participants. So Beverly Hanks right now has 115 clients using it. Parks Realty just signed up 80 in the first month, so we charge $20 a seat. And there's a fee for all the gifts we curate. So that's where our manpower comes in. So we charge a curation fee of $400 a gift.
So for the restaurant per se, is that basically a face value gift certificate, or are they giving some sort of a discount?
10%. So we want to partner with them. That's kind of how we're cracking local. Everyone approaches restaurants with another great marketing solution. We come to them as partners, and we say, look guys, our client is Beverly Hanks. We want to partner with you to deliver value, and we want to take 10% as a handling fee commission, and they're more than willing to give that because they know that these aren't coupons. They're people paying full price. They're homeowners. They're car drivers. So they actually thank us most of the time we reach out and call to be part of the program.
Well, I will add in there, one of your heart pulls on this one is the fact that you're supporting local businesses, and that's always drives empathy in your product offering. So good note on that.
Thank you.
Good job, Clark. So a couple things on this. Talk just a little bit about the core business, or what this might be inappropriate for the legacy business, or LoLo. Is this a full pivot, or is this an and, not an or?
Yet to be determined. So, a lot of you have been following our story. We're in rewards for 2 years, consumer rewards. The relationship with Beverly Hanks was kind of an organic thing that happened here. And we spotted a much larger opportunity as far as more sophisticated clients, someone who had more money. Trying to make money off the small business just didn't seem sustainable. Now, once we build that small business network, and we've got a consumer network as well of gift recipients, that's a time we could roll back out the rewards program, but do it on a more national scale. When we first launched, a lot of people told us we needed to raise $3 to $5 million because we had a huge consumer education curve. We wanted to test market that. tested and really proved that we could do it without major funding. So all the while, each of these gift recipients, like here in Asheville, there's over 10,000 people who are getting gifts through Beverly Hanks. We're introducing them to the LoLo brand, and at some point we can kind of help make that transition from gifts to rewards. But we may decide that gifts are where it's at, and there is no play for rewards. So we're not hanging up completely. We're still servicing it. It's on maintenance mode, but we're not actively growing that side of the business.
Got it. So switching gears a little bit to your customer acquisition cost, because you have kind of two sales processes that have to happen in parallel. You've got to build your small business network, and then you also have to sell your enterprise clients. How does that jive with your revenue model?
Sure. So, I mean, the first thing we do when we go into a new market is we poll the agents, and we say, where do you guys want to send local gifts? So we get basically a lot of names, we aggregate them, put them in a leaderboard, and we go reach out to the vendors at that point, built on the input from the agents. And it's a very low cost now that we're not selling them into a comprehensive rewards program. It's just really guys, we want to buy gift certificates from you. Guess what, we're new to town, we're going to do it for free, we're going to waive our percentage. So it's a pretty quick acquisition on the vendor side. On the client side, there is a large ramp up, there's an implementation process. So it's a slow sales cycle, 3 to 6 months. It's very much a relationship play. But that's where we want to stop selling to the real estate companies and start selling to companies who sell to real estate companies as a value add. We're already seeing examples of that where we can come in and help value add their platform, whether it's through an integration with their CRM or other ways like that, where they're looking to, client engagement's huge, everyone's looking for that, and we're kind of a fresh way of doing it. So we see that being a more efficient way of getting into other industries where we actually sell to some of the industry partners, not direct to the client.
And then in terms of the kind of the competitive strategy, maintaining, creating an unfair advantage around what are your thoughts on preventing somebody bigger to come into the space and say, well, now we're going to do the same thing, leverage our larger brand and our larger networks to be able to now offer this version?
So, give me a for instance. What would an example of a company be in that?
Well, like a Yelp.
Okay. I mean, most of those people don't have local in their DNA. I mean, if a Groupon tries to come in and suddenly be the friend of a small business, they've kind of lost that. Same with Yelp. Same with a lot of companies. And they're also going to be looking at quicker scale models. They're going to go for Keller Williams and Starbucks, not take the dirty job of going and getting, small businesses and going one by one. So, if we can build that small business network in a way that we can then leverage through these larger partnerships, we feel like we have a big advantage over these guys who have kind of made a name for themselves doing things other than supporting one small business.
One last question on it. I don't think I saw your projections of how big this could be in 5 years.
Sure. That number greatly depends on the amount of funding we get, because it's really a human capital issue. With a larger sales team, we could be anywhere from 5 to 25 million in 5 years in gross revenue. We think we can get away with a 25 to 35% profit margin on that.
Probably in your pitch, you need to define how much money you think you're going to need to raise to get to a size that is attractive to an investor. Typically, that is going to be at least 25 million, and that would offer some sort of a formula return of 10 times on their investment. But you need to quantify that to get an investor's attention.
Perfect.
So a couple things, tying on to Miller's point, if you kind of said two things, or I heard two things. One was that you're using a convertible note instrument, which is betting on future rounds of capital, right? So you're gonna have to appeal to an institutional investor at some point in order for those convertible note investors to be able to convert into their equity positions. So I would suggest that you make that a little more clear in terms of, hey, this is the plan. We're setting up to scale, and here's why we think that we're a good bet for later stage capital. I think that's missing from the presentation. And then also in terms of getting to scale, to Miller's point, I know you're a thoughtful guy. You've thought through what is your customer acquisition cost, what's a typical deal going to look like, and then you've got that break-even point in mind, both on a per deal basis and then at scale for the entire company. So I would spend more time kind of modeling that out is the way that you do very well in the other aspects of your pitch. You can put that together in kind of a nice story form that says, hey, let's take a look at this from the point of view of our typical enterprise client. And then also tie in, I think with the Ninja selling, you've got an automatic tie-in with a stickiness dynamic here, which is you're selling this on the basis of multiple touch points, that's validated by the research. So, you're going into a relationship that in order for this thing to work, you've got to have these gifts spread out over time, because those are the touch points that obviously this research suggests is so needed and valuable. So that's going to create a little bit more stickiness, which is going to maybe allay some concerns about you having a higher customer acquisition cost than some SaaS companies, because you're having to sell twice, basically. And then, the concern that are you going to be able to experience low enough churn so that you're not losing too many customers before you're actually converting most of them into the profitability zone. So I'd recommend you do that. I know you do a great job